Have you ever felt like giving up? Like just throwing in the towel? Just chickening out? Well, today you've tuned in at the right time, at the right place. On this episode of Sensational Sunday, we had a chance to catch up with author, motivational speaker, Pastor Jermaine Johnson, the author of this book, Don't Chicken Out. So stay tuned. We have much more in store for you on this episode of Sensational Sunday. Sensational Sundays with your girl Elise on Flashpoint Radio. Come, let's talk, let's hang, let's just jam on Sunday, 3 p.m. Flashpoint Radio. Welcome to Sensational Sunday. I'm your girl Elise, and I'm happy and I'm thrilled, I'm excited to be here in the studio of Flashpoint Radio, of Flashpoint Media. As I mentioned, today is a special episode where we went outside of studio, and of course we were privileged, we were honored to meet Pastor Jermaine Johnson. Now, he visited the Cayman Islands. He was a special guest here for the Youth Congress, and that was an encouraging and successful event. I must say a special congratulations to the Cayman Islands Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, especially Sister Merle Watkins. She did a phenomenal job. She, along with her team, certainly engaged the youth on this youth congress, and of course they chose the right speaker. Now, Pastor Jermaine Johnson is a highly accomplished pastor, motivational speaker, and a personal and professional development strategist with over 20 years of experience. His dynamic and engaging presentation style has captivated audiences in hundreds of corporate, government, and academic entities locally and abroad. He's a proven presenter, delivering impactful speeches and workshops that leave audiences excited and engaged. Johnson's passion for helping individuals and organizations develop leadership skills and reach their full God-given potential is evident in his work. He has worked with a wide range of clients, including large companies, small businesses, government ministries, and academic and non-profit organizations, delivering keynote speeches and training sessions and that inspire and motivate audiences ranging from a few dozen to several thousand. Well, I must say it was our privilege to meet Pastor Jermaine Johnson. He's an award-winning Toastmaster nationally and regionally. He is a recognized expert in leadership and personal development with a deep understanding of the skills and qualities essential for effective leadership. His expertise instills confidence in his clients as he is skilled at helping individuals and teams identify and overcome the obstacles holding them back, and has a talent for inspiring and motivating others to achieve their best. He is originally from Port Antonio, Jamaica. He's a proud graduate of Titchfield High School and Northern Caribbean University, where he graduated with honors as class valedictorian. Since beginning his illustrious journey, his accolades and accomplishments are too many to list. He shares his life and ministry with his wife, Georgia. Don't chicken out. Of course, as soon as I got my hands on this book, I had to be taking it everywhere I went. It is filled with so much motivation, so much words that will inspire you to don't chicken out. So just take a listen as we got a chance to catch up with Pastor Jermaine Johnson. Okay, so welcome to Flashpoint Media.
Thank you.
It has been an absolute pleasure this weekend. I think it's not the first time that I've heard you speak, but of course, I was tremendously blessed by your presentation and, of course, recognizing how talented you are. Is there anything that you do not do?
That's what the Lord has not given me to do.
When I
Great to be here with you on Flashpoint.
Yes, when I think about the fact that you can sing, the fact that you are so eloquent, the fact that now I realize that you're an author.
Yes, it's actually the second book too. The small red one you saw earlier on, that was the first published last year in the States. Um, Launched rather in the States. The 7 P's to effective church leadership. Pray, ponder, plan, prepare, present, perform, produce. A strategic roadmap to guide church leaders, especially local church officers, to efficiently and effectively execute their offices to the honor and glory of God. This one, Don't Chicken Out, 4 Steps to Find Your Courage, recently released with foreword by Sir Patrick Allen, Governor General of Jamaica. His Excellency Sir Patrick Allen is my motivational and inspirational masterpiece. So it talks about actionable tools to help people to overcome fears, step outside their comfort zone, and face their dreams head on and accomplish them like a boss. And it is my own journey, my own story, and how I overcome. And that is why I can tell people, don't chicken out. Because when you go after your dreams, you might go through the struggles at first, but you're going to succeed once God is directing you.
So you're saying that there was a point in your journey
Yes, I used to be a chicken.
that chickening out
Yes,
was even an option.
yes.
And
Unfortunately,
now,
I don't chicken out
well,
anymore.
you
Yes,
say unfortunately,
yeah.
but that gives you the platform.
That's correct. It positioned me to speak this way because if we've never overcome anything, we'll not be in a position to tell others how to overcome.
It
So
makes
it
it
strengthens
believable.
my journey right there
It makes it
and gives
believable.
credibility to what I now stand
Of
for and what I purport.
I notice you do not have a script. There's no script, but you have so many phrases, so many catchphrases, so many proverbs, so many words that I don't know. They are so catchy and they are so impactful.
Yes.
This is a talent. This is a gift from God.
It is, absolutely so. And one must bear in mind, notwithstanding that any gift of God still requires development because faith and works work together hand in hand. Faith without works is dead, works without faith is still dead. And so, even when God has helped you to identify your calling, He brings you to through a preparation of your person for the execution of your purpose. Yes, and after you've gone through that, so the identification of your calling is just those initial indications or hints through individuals and through the Lord's way of inspiring you through the Spirit that, hey, I am here marking you for something great. You might not fully understand it at first, like when Joseph began getting them dreams, but it's just God's way of saying, I'm up to something, but it's not time as yet. Because God has to first isolate you in order to consecrate you before He elevates you. So that you don't become another Lucifer, Satan matter. You understand? And
Yes.
once, like David, anointed before appointed. Several years between anointment and appointment. That's how God does it. It was for the isolation, for consecration, for elevation. Joseph got those dreams. He got sold out. Several years between identification of calling and execution of purpose. What was happening between that with his brother's hatred, his experience in Potiphar's house, his prison situation, isolation, consecration, elevation. One final example, Moses. He lived for 120, and God did it in three equal portions. 40 years in Egypt as a prince. Identification of his calling. Boy, you're going to be a leader, but I think you're going to lead Egypt, not at all. And when he had to run for his life, Midian, and he went there. He was there in those mountains for 40 years. For sometimes God has to take you out of Egypt in order to take Egypt out of you. And after 40 years, believing that this is my life, I'm just going to be talking about dealing with sheep until I die. Here comes the burning bushes, Moses. And what was the mission? Now that he has long been isolated, and consecrated, it was time for him to be elevated. So God says, I'm now ready for the execution of your purpose. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land, tell the Pharaoh to let my people go. 40 years of it. So 40 years him identifying the calling, honing his skills, developing his leadership. But it needed now to be tweaked to suit God's way of doing things. So he was violent. Remember, I killed a man who was abusing a Hebrew and thought he would have found favor. He had to run because of that behavior. And so while he was there in the wilderness, God isolated him, consecrated him. Then it was time for him to be elevated. Booms! What a leader he became. So God gives us according to the purpose or purposes He has for our lives. And once He has hinted us that, hey, you're cut out for something good, He brings you through the rigors to prepare you to ensure that when He places you in a position of responsibility, you will honor Him and not make a fool of yourself.
I want you to speak to someone. Our aim is always to motivate. And we are bombarded, I would say, with so much negative energy. You don't have to look too far. You don't have to struggle.
That's true.
Right?
Negative energy.
You're that voice in the wilderness. And you have not kept all that God has done for you to yourself. You're sharing it, you're speaking it, you're writing it.
That's right.
Now, somebody is listening. Somebody, just one person might be passing through, and they have listened to this program.
Yes.
And they're down in the dumps.
Yes.
They are in a place that they cannot see the light of day.
All the negative energies, the discouragement and the doubt.
They need to hear something.
What I want to say to you that, listen, the same hot water that softens the potato also hardens the egg. So it's not just about the state of your reality, but more so the state of your mentality. What you're going through is not just about what you're facing, but how you're facing what you're facing. The outlook, as Warren Wiersbe puts it, determines the outcome, which is why Solomon says in Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinks in his heart, you know it now, so is he. We become what we think about a lot. I put it this way, people illuminate what they constantly ruminate. Yeah. So if you want to change outcome, start off by changing your outlook. Know that whatever God brings you to, He will bring you through, but He does it in His own timing. So the first thing you need to do is to align with the divine. For once you walk with God, you are a beneficiary of His covenant promises. And God can't lie. He has held Himself accountable over the years to fulfill what He has promised towards His children. And the only person who can really thwart your purpose is you yourself if you step outside of God's alignment. Which is why when Job's wife said, why are you still holding forth your integrity? While you're at it, God is doing you bad, curse Him and die and go out in fine style. Like when the boss says, you're fired, and you say, no, I quit. But Job said to her, you speak like a foolish woman. Mark, never called her a foolish woman. You speak like a foolish woman. The Lord gives, the Lord takes. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In other words, Job was saying, God, you ain't going to fool me. You're bringing me to an isolation for consecration and elevation just like you did before. And if you're taking so much, I can only imagine the returns on this struggle. So yes, in life, the struggle is real, but the power of God to transform you from your quagmire and to lift you higher is also real. Don't allow negative energies that the devil brings in your time of discouragement, therefore, to kill your faith in God. Feed your faith and starve your fears, knowing that God has not given you a spirit of fear. So anything that causes you to be afraid is straight from the devil. He's the only one who will stop you from reaching another level. He has given us, that's God, the spirit of power and of love and of a sound mind. What about the negative energies? It is said that an entire sea of water cannot cause a ship to sink. For that to happen, what's on the outside has to get on the inside, right? That's all. Don't allow the negativity to get on the inside, for the proclivity of negativity will stifle your positivity and productivity.
Of course, we must hear a word from our sponsors. Our sponsors make it all possible here at Flashpoint. We would not be able to be here every day, 24/7, bringing you great inspirational, motivational content without our sponsors. So let's hear a word from our sponsors.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Oh, there you have it. You have heard it, and that's just a little bit. That's a little tips.
Yes,
And
that's
so
right.
I am thankful, and I want to congratulate you for having taken your journey always on another level,
Thank you.
because it could have been otherwise. You could
Yes.
have been in a place that you choose to be depressed or to be
Yeah.
sad,
Hmm.
or to keep it all to yourself, your
Yes.
journey. So thank you again. It was a privilege hosting you right here in the Cayman Islands.
Yes.
We have certainly been blessed and empowered, and I know that a listener and a viewer have
Yes.
also been empowered. And perhaps they want to connect with you,
Yes.
or perhaps they want to get their hands on this book. It
Yes.
says, Don't Chicken
Not
Out,
at all.
Four
Steps
Steps
of
to Find Your Courage. Do you need to find your courage? Tell us how we can get some courage.
All right. So folks can connect with me through my motivational website, johnsonmotivates.com. Johnson, as in Jermaine Johnson. Motivate, he motivates.com. And my social media handles are the same. For TikTok, though, it's Johnson Motivates 101. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram at Johnson Motivates. If you are overseas, you can always grab a copy of Don't Chicken Out in Kindle form, paperback, or hardcover. That's the real keepsake, by the way. It's available on Amazon. So you can always just go over to Amazon.com, or you can go to my author's profile there, Amazon.com/authors slash Pastor JJ, as in the two letters JJ. And that will take you there. I just type in Don't Chicken Out by Jermaine Johnson in Amazon or on Google, and it will just bam and pop up in front of you. For those in Jamaica, you are able to order right there on the website. But for those who are overseas, we direct you to Amazon, unless it is you're in an area and you'd like to order bulk copies for your young people in the youth department, or for the folks at your school, at the students rather at your school, and then we can arrange to ship several cases to you. 20 books come in a case. So what's the case right now? You have been holding back on your dreams for too long. Stop being a chicken. You can fly like eagles while chilling with the chickens. Don't chicken out. Find your courage.
Oh, thank you so much. It was great having
You're
you.
most welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for tuning in to Sensational Sunday. I'm your girl Elise, and of course, I just want to remind you that if I had any doubt about why I am here, I do not have any doubt anymore. Thankfully, I have had a chance to read the book myself. Don't chicken out. Sometimes you have so much more to contribute to society, to the world. If you just step out there, have faith. It just takes one step at a time. I want to thank the hard-working team here at Flashpoint Media. Of course, our producer, Michael Williams, CEO and founder of Flashpoint Media. Thank you for sticking to it. Thank you for having the vision to keep Flashpoint going. So until we meet the next time, if you have not already done so, please go ahead, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to Flashpoint for more engaging, inspirational, and motivational content. Remember to keep going